Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Power of Knowing Forums, the Knowledge Site Nexus Talks, a LinkedIn Live episode 184. Today, we are discussing on the topic of physiology of cybersecurity, why mindset matters in GRC. To have this topic discussed, we have the honor of Mr. Umang Mehta, award-winning cybersecurity and GRC expert, a cybersecurity thought leader, speaker, blogger, and a researcher. Without further ado, let's welcome our esteemed speaker to the podcast event. Hi, Umang. Welcome to our podcast. How are you today, sir?
I'm fine, sir, and good evening to all.
A small intro about yourself and your journey, Umang, for the audience sake.
Hello, everyone. Myself Umang Mehta, and I have the 28 years of experience in the IT industry, more than 19 plus year experience in cybersecurity. As a GRC career, I just started with the product technology and the learning experience, and to understand about the software in a background of the technology, how it works, and how the organization they are adopting in a cybersecurity posture. So to understand the in depth, okay, I started with the learning, started with the certifications, and then I just look after the information about the what we are learning and what we are concerning all, okay, but it's a really difference in a real life experience. So turn around to cybersecurity to GRC now to spread the awareness, spread the information about in the right direction, in a misconcept to discuss with the CISO, CIOs and all, to share the information in the right track. Okay, how the cybersecurity posture really need to be take care in a real life scenarios. So my journey about the 28 plus, but as a industry I'm still learning. I'm a still very beginner stage, so I'm not a that much of expert, but I can share my experience, okay, today with the help of Mr. Kumar.
Welcome, sir. Thank you for that. Sir, why is mindset often overlooked piece in effective cybersecurity strategies?
Okay, see, mindset is often okay overlooked because the organization trend to focus on heavily on a technical solutions and the policy. While tools, technology, and frameworks are certainly important, the mindset is the individual. If I consider certain things, okay, like whether in a leadership, like consideration of the on the frontline teams, okay, can we decide in a certain things, okay, like in a factor in a success or failure in a cybersecurity strategy as well. A proactive mindset enable terms to anticipate the threats, adapt. Uh, I
Yes,
missed
sir.
something.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
Anticipate
sir.
the threats, adapt to new challenges, and the priority security continuously. Rather than only when the problem arises, without this mindset, even the most advanced technology can fall short. Uh, Filling gaps due to the human error or a lack of transparency capability really overlook in a piece. If I say in a short, like, cybersecurity isn't just about the tool, okay? It's about the people using them. So it's not a tool set; it's a mindset.
Okay. Okay. So you are saying it's not a tool set, it's a mindset that we should look at cybersecurity strategies. On a personal experience, where mindset directly impacted the success of GRC initiative. Can you give us some examples, sir?
Uh, if I So instead of example, I remember in a GRC initiative
Mm-hmm.
where the teams was initially hesitant about the adoption of the risk management approach. The real challenge was a technology or the frameworks itself. Okay, it was
Mm-hmm.
getting the everyone to see risk management, ongoing process, collaborative efforts. Okay, not just a 1 year or compliance task within a one period. Okay,
Hmm.
we had to shift the mindset in a view to reach something to manage a real time by giving them a right tool, keeping a communication constant, provide the constant education, and make them available in a change. Okay, the real success when come then the team moves from the checkbox mentality to emerging the productivity or proactive and the continuous improvement approach. Otherwise, this everything will be in a one direction, and it's a one time. It's not a one time or checkbox. It's a
Okay.
regular, real time, and the mentality base.
Sir, how
So
does
when
human behavior,
okay,
sorry,
no,
how
no,
can
just
human behavior contribute to cybersecurity risks and what can leaders do to address this, sir?
as a human behavior is often the weakest link is a cybersecurity. This very and this statement everywhere we see this, and it's a reason behind the people on the using like clicking on the forget that password in a maybe in a like a Google password vault. Okay, sometimes they are just written in a wallet, sometimes somewhere. So this keeping in a protocol because of the easier to know, easier to verify, easier to remember. They don't know about the risks. In such case, a leader can tackle this by the building a and the ongoing learning. This learning may be in a monthly awareness program, maybe sometime in a education kind of things. Okay, sometimes they treat as a uh, inside the awareness kind of program as well, because many application and the other services also they are offering in a day-to-day regular basis of the simulation kind of thing. By offering a regular training and rewarding the good security habits and the creating a supporting environment, they can make the cybersecurity a natural part, okay, in a daily routine as well. When security becoming an everyone responsibility, human behavior becoming a less of risk.
Okay, so you are saying that the awareness is more important than having the risk being addressed. That's what you are saying, sir.
Correct, correct. Reason if everyone is aware, okay, so finally
Okay.
the responsibility is spread across all, not only with the CISO and CIO.
Okay. So you are saying cybersecurity is not a single person's responsibility. It should be a group responsibility or the organization's responsibility or the department's responsibility
It's everyone
to have
responsibility.
everybody's responsibility in the organization. What is a common physiological blind spot where cybersecurity uh, blind spot that is there in cybersecurity leadership, and have you faced it or how do you overcome that?
It's I'm not saying I just see it in my experience. Okay, the
Mhm.
very common blind spot is a overconfidence. It's a very clear in a cybersecurity leader or maybe in a expert. Okay, sometimes they think about it because of the defenses are strong as per their mind. Okay, or they are never experienced such a major breach or threats. They understand that it's unbeatable. This kind of
Hmm.
thinking can lead in a self-satisfaction initially. Okay, such
Okay.
thinking can then overlook emerging threat. To avoid this,
Hmm.
leader need to be adopt in a mindset of the humanity and the continuous improvement, regular red teaming exercise, collaborate with the external expert like you are discussing with me. So I am sharing my experience. Similarly, gain the experience from the other as well, and the satisfying the information about the new evolving threats and the essential practices. See, these are really common blind spot in a across globe. I'm not saying the India; it's across globe. Otherwise,
Hmm.
breach cannot be happened.
Okay. Sir, to look at improving decision making, how does being empathetic in a cybersecurity leadership make a difference, sir?
As a cybersecurity leader, empathy is about the understanding of the concerns and the challenging.
Hmm.
This
Okay.
is the main difference. Whether they are technical expert or they are a normal user, being emotionally attached with the system or not. Okay, so leader can tailor about the communication, security, and all, and the better to meet with the needs of their terms. Okay, like every users are unique. Okay,
Hmm.
so the leader responsibility to make them in an effective way to making a policy in a more effective way. Like an example, if leader empathize with the user and the user having the frustration in a specific one, uh, things like multi-factor authentication, why is asking the OTP again and again? Okay, when I'm using it,
Hmm.
it's a security subject. Okay, then
Okay.
if it is a CISO, CEO, maybe in a director, if they are just requesting and they are just avoiding the MFA, okay, so it's not a right choice. So they can develop the better solution and they provide the more supporting training, which ultimately leads to greater security compliance and the less pushback. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir. What is the mind shift uh, that is critical for transforming from reactive to proactive risk management?
Okay. Uh,
Because people do things reactive and proactive, right? What can be done at proactive level? What can be done at reactive level?
okay. In a risk management, it's an ongoing process. Okay, not only
Hmm.
it's a one-time approach, or when the breach is occurred, okay, that time only we can take a decision and do the firefighting. It's not a right way. Leader need to be
Okay.
encourage their team to think like a defender, constantly
Hmm.
anticipate the threats, testing a system like VAPT, configuration assessment, uh, many things, okay, they need to be understand, and they spread the voice across a team. This means
Hmm.
fostering the cultures, okay, where the cybersecurity as a priority in a everyday, okay, operation rather than the just firefighting. Okay, a proactive mindset means anticipating the risks before they become a problem.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Uh, sir, looking at what is the most unexpected mindset challenge you've encountered in a cybersecurity, and how do we handle it?
Unexpected challenge
Yeah.
in a current scenario, the unexpected challenge is the threat.
Hmm.
The organization right now, okay, they are in a understanding in a cybersecurity posture. Okay, every company they have the cybersecurity team. They understand about the cybersecurity terms as well. They have the product and security also available, even though
Hmm.
they are not uh, mitigate those risks. Even they have the right products. The reason behind, initially they develop and they implement the product in a phase manner. The first phase
Hmm.
is completed, okay, then they just forget about the phase 2, phase 3. So it's a product systematic improvement plan and the continuous improvement plan. So current scenario, everywhere they are just missing out the SIP and CIP. If the organization really invests in a right manner and they implement each and every product in a perfect manner, it is called a cybersecurity posture. And the security team, or maybe the CISO, or maybe the leadership team, they definitely engage the SIP regular basis for each and every products. Okay, I'm not saying about the firewall only, not about the XDR only, not about the EDR. They engage the team in a right manner to implement first. Sir, I lost your word.
So sorry, I was on mute. Sorry, I was mute. You are
Okay.
saying you should engage people and keep them engaged to bring up the team to work together and handle things, right? That's what you're saying.
Correct, correct, sir.
Yeah, okay. Uh, how do you, or what is the first human first approach in a critical cyber security and GRC today, sir?
Okay. These are really needed. Okay. The first human approach in a cybersecurity is a much more about the people and the technology. A human first approach means focusing on the people who interact with the technology. That's the first thing. Whether they are developer, end user, security professional. Okay. A human intervention is everywhere as a human behavior to understand. Okay. We
Mm.
can design the system that are easier to use. Like if it's a DMS team, okay, document management team, if we discuss about the antivirus and maybe in some cybersecurity process, they don't know. So human first approach is a really so the person or the team or users, okay, that particular human behavior is important. The product design, okay, as a person, I said we can design a system that are the easier to use, more resilience, more secure. Okay, this approach help to build a trust, reduce errors, because if we
Mm.
don't know the requirement and we design the such a way which is not useful to that particular end user, and they create a culture where the security isn't just a policy but a shared responsibility. So
Okay. How do you address resistance to change in cyber strategies among your team members? Because when you ask for a change, the first thing is resistance, right? They don't want to
uh,
adapt
everywhere, okay,
everywhere.
it's a
Okay.
genuine questions. Reason being, when we plan for the change, then there are many people, okay, may fear about the technology.
Hmm.
Very so. I'm not discussing about the team. I'm discussing about the cross functional team. Okay, so the new technology or the policy. Okay, so how do I address? So by involving team in a very early stage during the
Hmm.
decision making process. Okay, it's a first approach. Explaining why we are just adopting these particular things, why it is needed, reason behind, importance of the products and security. Okay, and the showing how the new strategy will be benefit you and me both, and the organization and the individual as well. Training and the supports are also crucial for the easing with the transition. Okay, if the transition period and the very initial stage, if we engage them like TNM support kind of thing with TOC meetings and all, this way is a transparency and empathy for the listening and the concern, goal with the overcoming the resistance.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir. Uh, what is the advice to struggling teams that you give or create a culture that cybersecurity is an important and awareness is important for the cybersecurity professionals?
I'm not saying the advice, but I would say the example and the embedding of cybersecurity into the company. A core value is a CEO should be the prioritized in a cybersecurity in a every conversation, from the strategic
Hmm.
meeting, casual approach in a check-in, check-out. Okay, the employee, at all levels to understand their roles and responsibility, protecting them in an organization wise. A
Hmm.
strong culture start with the top to bottom approach. And this is not a statement, it's a really required. If the leader or the cybersecurity is treated as a priority by the leadership, okay, it will tackle down all the rest in the organization. Like in a cybersecurity culture, begin with the leadership and its effect to resonate with across all the organization of the company.
Okay, got it, sir. What is one physiological factor that can make or even break the cybersecurity strategy, sir?
Feasible factor is a trust. This is the first one. Employee
Hmm.
need a trust. A security measure being a put a place will protect them. This is the first important part. We are just protecting the users and the employee first, and not for the just company. Company will be in always a second reason behind the users is our weakest point. Similar way, if the
Okay.
security policy are all in the okay, they will find the way of the
Okay.
okay. Leadership is to must trust. leaders to have the expertise and make them a right decision first. Building and maintaining a trust is the first and the last one. And providing in a cybersecurity strategy. Without the
Mm.
trust, even the best cybersecurity also fail.
Yeah, so you are trying to build trust so that we bring the security measures in such a way that the trust is kept and the compliance is adhered, right? So
Yes,
that's
sir.
that's one of what is the most unexpected mindset challenge you encountered while I asked this question again. I think I'm repeating it again because I think there is some challenges that the team faces, right? So, how do we help them gain confidence while these challenges are placed? Any thoughts around it, Umang?
Uh, cybersecurity, the most unexpected challenge. Okay, it's a surprise. There's a very clear word. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so dealing with the uh, team. Okay, there are self-satisfaction,
Mm.
overconfidence. Okay,
Okay.
this is the first and common surprise, overconfidence, self-satisfaction as a own. Okay, this is the
Uh,
biggest security issue. And the second one is after those. Okay, it's a security incident. First one is human related experience. Second one is incident. This incident happened because of their overcome uh, experience, because they are just believe we are in a such a way, and because of this reason the incidents happen. Instead of becoming a
o-
more alert, some people become the discouraged and they started with the loss of trust and a one to other. Okay, so they are just
okay.
making an effort to treat them.
So when there is
So
an issue and we are not able to resolve, you feel the trust goes down, and that is where the leadership is needed for them to boost the trust and bring them back to the stage to continue doing the work that we have planned. So that's an important point. Agreed on that. Can you share? See, when teams get disheartened and when teams are not motivated, how do you help them resolve conflict when they are down? Because what we are seeing is we are trying to look at how do we help them resolve a cybersecurity or a GRC conflict, having the trust built.
so this is happening. Okay, uh,
Mm,
it's a called as a member frustration about the new set of the GRC requirement. Okay, when we discuss in the GRC requirement part, they are believing in all of the burden. Okay, they didn't understand about the alignment with the teams and goal. uh,
mm,
the conflict happened. Reason behind they are just empathetically acknowledging this concern about. And I work with this team, many of the customer as well. I was
mm,
able to work with them to streamline the requirement without the compromising security. This solution
mm.
or their solution, or maybe we just engage with the third party solution as well. Okay, not only to resolve the conflict, but also lead for the more collaborative and the atmospherally work with them. Uh, the importance part is conflict is applicable in a GRC reason behind the responsibility. Second one is ownership, and third one
Mm,
is while we are discussing the information, that time they have the frustration reason, and they are just blaming to one and another. Okay,
mm.
maybe sometimes department wise as well. The solution is not only to resolve the conflict, but it's a collaborative atmosphere with them. Everyone they are feeling the examine and the respect. Okay, but finally leadership helps them and the company into opportunity. So it's a finally a collaborative work. GRC is a more theoretical subject, discussing about the each and every aspect, share the information, guide them, and the inform about the each and every points. Okay, what we are doing it. So conflict is necessary.
I agree, sir. Because without conflict and trust, we cannot build a strong solution. And with I think what we see is you need to have the trust built when there are differences between the teams, and you need to get them to understand that the end objective is not to be an individual person's objective, and it is the organization's objective, and we need to bring that into shape. I get that point. What is the uh, most, or what would be the idea or suggestion that you would give for people who want to enter into cyber security as a career and look at cyber security as a future? Because cyber security is a very very dry subject in terms of learning, right? So you look at
Correct.
it is more of theory. When you look at real time simulations only, you'll be getting more of knowledge. How do you put a fresher to understand this and start his career on cybersecurity?
I'm getting the such a question daily basis, and more than 2 to 3 as a college campus. Some of they are trying to switch their job in a IT field to in a cyber security. Some of them are requested for the cyber security GRC. The key objective in a cyber security, as I said very early stage, it's a mindset. It's not a tool set. It's a very clear.
Mm,
If you are planning to join a cyber security community, the first important thing is to learn. It's a first common requirement. Second thing is
mm,
to understand the current environment threats related to information about the other communities. What is the current market trend? What is the new invention is available? What are the applications are developed? What are these things are available in globally? What are the informations are floating around the global market? So
mm,
as a new young professional who are entering into the cybersecurity or maybe in a GRC, okay, they need to understand the information about the current trend first. While joining, okay, they have the first mindset is to get certification and the cybersecurity expert become a cybersecurity. Initially, 1 to 3 years, try to engage and start from the scratch. Learning and the development is required. After three
mm,
years, if you feel that it's your really your interested field, then do the investment in
mm.
interest. Okay, it's an investment. Okay, just doing a certification is your really investment. After 3 years of experience, just do the investment in your certification. Reason behind, now you are already in a level one. Okay, understand
Mm,
which platform I want to switch. So the second part is goal set. So minimum and the maximum, like short term goal set and long term goal set. So I can just give you the information till the short term goal set. Okay, once you complete the short term, okay, definitely you have the for the long term as well. But cybersecurity required to learn first, experience first, and then try to certify. Otherwise it's not a right choice.
okay, so you are trying to tell them is start with basics, okay, enhance on one piece of, because you have multiple streams in cyber security is what I understand. Pick up a topic and start looking at on the basics first, work on them, then plan your path. That's the point that you're trying to drive it, right, Umang?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Uh, thank you for that. How do you balance technology, processes, and human element in a risk management situations?
Uh, the balancing technology, if I consider as a human element, is a first requirement. It's a holistic
Hmm.
approach. Technology
Okay.
should be enhanced and the support process based, but
Okay.
it cannot be replaced. Okay, the importance of the human judgment is a process need to be adaptive and the simple, allowing
Hmm.
people to take actions confidently without feeling the overwhelm. The key finding in the right mix between the automation and the human wave. So, like in a AI, ML, Chat GPT, everywhere we
Hmm.
are discussing about this. If we discuss or if we consider the process should be human element first. If we
Okay.
write a something, but the other way person cannot be understand the meaning of the particular word, it's a meaningless. So similarly way, the technology and process, it's a human element is required. The balanced approach for the risk management, integrate with the best practices, technology, definitely with the human expertise.
Okay. Got it, sir. Uh, Coming to our costs, see, looking at the cost of ignoring a physiological aspect on cybersecurity in today's volatile threat landscape, how do you measure that from a cost, and do you need to associate cost with it, or you have to ignore it with, is what I'm saying. Because cybersecurity, if you really look at, is more of cost center for any organization. They don't consider that as a profit making center, right? So what is your take on it, sir? If there's a mistake done, how does it come back to you?
Okay, so closely. Okay, so the core lesson. If
Hmm.
you're ignoring the physiology for the aspect, can the lead the increase of the human error. This is the first one.
Hmm.
95% the cause occur reason behind the human error is the first.
Okay.
Second one is your poor adoption. As I
Hmm.
already discussed the SIP and CIP part, poor
Okay.
adoption part. The products are already well was, but the adoption is yet to place.
Hmm.
Third one is security measurement. If you have the information, if you have the right person available, but we are not allowing them to assess the product or security like in a department engagement. Okay, that is also cost because the person is available. Okay, though they are unable to assess the environment and the lack of the uh, information. Okay, like in a sometime the products, the say teams are available but they are not sharing the information. They are not
Hmm.
sharing the information, they are not responding the information, they are not giving the incident. So like qualitative risks and the quantitative risks, because if I have joined the organization right now, okay, I don't have the information about the 5 years 10 years information. Okay,
Okay.
so sharing the information, okay, also giving a big impact.
Hmm.
The terms, if I say, okay, it's a burnout, okay, lower moral, okay, because this information it's a really need. And the cost why it is higher, okay, reason behind the technology require the human aspect and the
Hmm.
information, like if I consider the seams, or okay, I have to build the use cases and case study to identify the you know event base. If I don't know the information, okay, how do I build the use cases? Similarly,
Okay.
in a today landscape, okay, in a cybersecurity threats are evolving rapidly. If I neglect anything, okay, then it's cause of big. So
Yeah.
cybersecurity
Today is
posted.
today, if you are ignoring something, that can be a disaster tomorrow. That's what you're trying to say, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah. So any threat, anything that you find, it is very important on the landscape and volatile threat landscape. You will have to look at it and put a proper measure, is what you are saying, I think, sir. Okay.
Exactly.
On the last point of our discussion, what take uh, on the role of storytelling in building a cyber security awareness culture? What is your take, sir?
It's related to me.
Yes, sir. How do you build, or what is your take on
Okay.
the role of storytelling in building cyber security awareness culture in the
So every
organization?
cybersecurity professional is a storyteller.
Okay.
So storytelling is a powerful tool in a cybersecurity because it's helped to make a abstract, complex risks in a moral related. Sharing a real life example, okay, if considering the me and so
Hmm.
if I want to share some information or like in a breach near miss about a successful, okay, so we are just creating an information along with the, some story, uh,
Okay.
help them the employee to understand the cybersecurity and the importance part. Reason being, as I said, if I say something and the other end, the person like in a college student, maybe a law suit student, or maybe the person in a finance department, okay, they cannot understand the my conversation because if I'm discussing about the in a term base, okay,
Hmm.
so storytelling is required. It's also
Okay.
create the narrative and the make the everyone feel the involvement. So if I say in a language like in a finance language, sir, if it is a balance sheet having some issue, okay, then what to do? Similarly, if I have the information having some misconception, okay, then the similar kind of thing. So storytelling is required. So everyone feel and involved in the same discussion part. Organization security efforts, if I putting in a right place, and may require some storytelling. It's a storytelling is a word, but it's a layman language for the communication between cyber security to board of directors, cyber security to committee members, cyber security to lawsuit member, legal department. Okay, because the information to be in a translated in a some way they can able to understand. A story
Hmm.
in cybersecurity is a day-to-day life, because the person where we are just communicating, if it is an end user and they don't know about the threat, Trojan. Okay, if I say the malware, now in a day malware is a common, but as a threat actor, threat vector, what is that? So,
Yeah.
so you are breach, you are compromise. Okay, these are common word. Okay, they can able to understand. So what is mean by
Hmm.
compromise? Okay, so we may have to give us some information in a layman language. So that's why a storytelling is required, and helping the people to understand a bigger picture in a smaller conversation.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you for that, sir. I would like to summarize on what we spoke about. We spoke about cybersecurity strategies and how mindset is important or overlooked on that. We spoke about behavioral contribute on security, cyber risks and stuff. Then we spoke about the blind spots that we have on cybersecurity leadership. Then we spoke on decision making, and how do we look at critical to shift from critical transition to reactive to and proactive risk management that we spoke about. We spoke about the emotional intelligence on cybersecurity and how empathy plays an important role. What is the first human approach in critical cybersecurity and GRC strategies today? That is what we spoke. We spoke about change resistance at the system. We also spoke about how to make or break uh, a resistance part in cybersecurity. What can make or break some of the strategies in cybersecurity? And we also spoke about some cultural awareness, cybersecurity awareness, trainings, and some of the conflicts is what we discussed. Overall, that's the whole topic that we discussed today on our podcast. Umang, thank you for being here today. With this, we come to an end on what we wanted to discuss on today's topic. Any pointers that you want to add, Umang, while before we conclude?
From my side, I think I had done. If anybody having some questions around the discussion.
I think they'll post the questions in the comment section if there's anything that we will look at. I don't see coming up onto the screen here at the moment. We'll see if that is there. And as we are streaming this on to LinkedIn, and we are streaming this podcast live to LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Hope this session has been a valuable point for you. Thanks for joining us. Our next podcast is the 185th podcast, which is going to be tomorrow, which is more talking about how peak performance is taken care and managing stress without compromising results. That's the topic that we are discussing tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. IST. Umang, thank you for being here. And with this, we would like to conclude the show. Thank you for joining us, Umang.
Thank you, Prem, and thank you, audience as well. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Thank you.